So Vince and his canine companion have recently cleared out a mole rat den and looted it of all of its contents. I'm going to make my way outside the den now. My inventory is actually getting a bit on the heavy side, so I'd like to do something about that. So let's enter back into the Commonwealth. Okay, so we're back outside. Now we have Concord in the short distance here actually, but yeah, I want to dump off some of this stuff I've just recently picked up. There is something I actually forgot on the way to the Red Rocket truck stop, so I'm going to grab that en route to Sanctuary as well. I'm going to make Sanctuary my early base. I'm not sure if it will be long term or not, but definitely early on. There's actually a episode of South Park that has a Red Rocket reference in terms of to do with canine companions. So yeah, I wonder if that is a nod towards that, basically. Something to do with masturbating dogs or something weird like that. Vince is going to be probably pretty depraved character by the end of this Let's Play, but I'm not sure if he's going to wank dog meat off at some point. So we've got a duffel bag here. So .38 rounds and various other items. So we can actually fast travel, of course, so let's do that. Back to Sanctuary temporarily. I'd quite like to mod a weapon or two. I probably have enough components now where I'm comfortable in using up some of my, well, components. Okay, so here we are back in Sanctuary. We've actually been positioned straight outside workshop. I think it might be a good time as well to loot a lot of these houses before we venture off into Concord. See if they have any more ammo. I mean, this pipe pistol, it's an automatic type gun. It needs a lot of ammo, so it certainly doesn't have enough yet. So if I can find some in the houses somewhere, it'd be certainly worthwhile doing. But first of all, let's actually dump some stuff here. That's the wrong key. So T to store all the junk. And I wouldn't mind actually making some containers or even using the workshop a bit here, which, yeah, let's do that now. So certain items in this house, I'm going to make this house my early base. Some items I'm going to store, like tables and chairs. They may be useful. I can scrap them later. The reason to store them rather than scrap them is it actually costs you more in terms of resources to actually make them. So yeah, better store them and figure it out later. I can always scrap them later if I decide I don't want them. So that can be stored. Let's exit that a second. I'm gonna turn off the radio just in case. I think I might store that radio and place it somewhere else actually. So I think, yeah, I'm going to clear out the entirety of the contents of this house, store it all or scrap it all. Then I'm actually going to make some containers to keep my stuff in, place them probably here. And then we're going to do some modding. Then I'm going to look around the village for more loot, and then dump that off again. And then we're going to venture to Concord. So this one can't actually be stored, so you have to scrap it. It says wood and plastic there, and likewise the box. So I've cleared out the whole of the house of all of its junk, so it gives me a lot of space to figure out what I'm going to place here. There's actually a welcome mat there, which I forgot. But yeah, I'll show you all of the rooms. All the junk's gone, so I can stick exactly what I want to place in here later on, should I wish to place stuff in. I do. I've actually cleared a few tyres outside the front as well, so cleaned up front of the house. Now I'm actually going to start to use modding stations. There's some mods I actually want to make now. So first of all, let's use the armor workbench. If we press E to craft, we don't have any, well, we've got a couple of options. That's it, the Vault 111 jumpsuit, but there is actually an option here. I can insulate the lining of the jumpsuits, and you can see on the left that will make it weigh more but the value and also the energy resistance of the suit will increase. So I'm not sure it's particularly worthwhile doing now. I'm not sure how many energy opponents we're going to come up against, but I'm going to do it. Later on you can see that you can actually use certain perks to get much more improved levels of armor. Sadly I don't have the science perk, but I will be able to max out my armor perk. So I can probably get resistant lining, but not shielded lining, unless I'm able to find it somewhere. Right, so let's insulate the lining, so E to build. If we play for long enough and level up enough, though, I will eventually get intelligence. There is no level cap, of course. So, yeah, let's make that. I don't have a huge amount of resources, but I'm happy to do that now. Right, so let's exit the tab there. And I also want to upgrade my weapons a bit. So let's craft here. I don't think I do my pipe pistol yet, but I do want to make some modifications to my standard pistol. The other weapons, they don't have upgrades, it would seem. There's actually a pipe rifle, so what's the difference between that? Long barrel, standard grip. I might actually take a couple of those bits off that and stick it on there, perhaps. It might be worthwhile. I don't think I'll do it now, though. So, with the 10mm pistol, this weapon I kind of want to use it at mid-range in the main. I'm probably not hip fire either. I'm probably going to use a sight eventually. You can see if I click on the standard grip option, you can put a comfort grip on it. On the left it actually increases accuracy, but it mentions it improves hip fire accuracy. I'm not sure if it decreases scoped accuracy as a downside, though. It might do, but I might want that. We're pretty low on adhesive. You know what, I will get a comfort grip though, so let's make this. Okay. We've got tons of wood. Wood is very easy to find. Just go out and chop down some trees. Short barrel, long barrel. You actually start with a short barrel. The long barrel actually looks like the old 10mm from older Fallout games. I think I'm going to get that now as well. So there's another couple of adhesive, which I'm really short on, which is, yeah, a bit iffy arguably. And there's one more mod I think I want for the time being. We have a standard receiver and I want to change that to the hardened receiver. So this will make it way more, but it'll be more valuable and also do more damage, of course. So this uses that adhesive and a few other things, well, a lot of other things actually. Wow, it really does use... Oh, that's where I'm getting all the parts from. And that's the parts I need, I believe. Okay. So my 10mm now is actually half decent. And likewise with the armor, you can actually... Well, you need gun nut for a lot of normal weapons, but you don't need it for every modification. So let's actually make some containers so I can store my stuff in that I don't want to lug around with me all the time. To do this, I need to enter the workshop by holding down V, which I already have. Let's enter structures, and well, it's not structures actually, it's furniture, and then we have to go over to containers. Now all of the stuff that I went around the house, basically you can see here. Do you see the number on that bath, on the spinning icon? That's the bath that I basically picked up or put in store from the house in one of the rooms. You can actually create a bobblehead stand and actually... Well, I do have a bobblehead, so I could do that at some stage. Maybe not now, though. Let's make some containers, though. So, containers, right. Now, I'm pretty stingy, so I want to make containers that don't use a lot of my resources up, basically. I also want them to be quite small containers. I don't want them taking up a ton of room. So I'm trying to figure out the best container here. Is difficult perhaps. That would be pretty good, but it uses fiberglass. I think the one I'm going to use is, if I can find it, that one there. That uses steel, which is very easy to find commodity, and it's reasonably small. Now to do this you can move around, of course, and as long as it's green you can place it there. Looks like dog meat's chilling there. So I think I'm going to put it lengthways this way. There. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Crap. So you can basically turn it by clicking the left and right click. And to place it, you press E to build. And you actually gain experience for doing it, surprisingly. Which is a way you can get a lot of experience, potentially. I'm probably not going to be making too much use out of that, because a bit dodgy, I think. You never know, I might. So, this kind of have to, don't you, if you want to make stuff. Right, so that's, how many of those? 3? I want more than that, though. I can replace them as well. You can pick them up and replace them if you don't like the placement you put them in. Right, that made me jump, and maybe might have made you jump as well. That's the idiot Savant perk, so there's a random chance that every source of experience that triggers, and you get, well, with the current perk level I have, I get an extra 3 times the experience that I would normally have gotten for placing these containers. So I'm getting 9 instead of 3, basically. I don't know the exact calculation. I think I mentioned this in an annotation in the second video, how it works. But it's based on the level of your intelligence. The lower you have, the more chance of success. Right, that's definitely enough containers for the time being. So what I'm going to use these containers for, as I believe I mentioned a bit, is for storing stuff. Like weapons I'm not intending to use. So let's transfer some of my weapons I don't want. I may want these later to scrap them for parts, or even sell them, or take parts off them to have mods for other items. I gotta keep the pipe rifle. I don't intend to use that. For this box, I think I'm gonna use that one for my melee weapons. So let's put the baton there and the switchblade there. So my weight's going down, so I can carry more now, basically. This one, let's use this for armored apparel. So I'm going to place my new Vault 111 jumpsuits I don't intend to use, the Drifter outfit. This box can be used, dog meat gets out the way, can be used for apparel that isn't armored, so I'll stick my sweater and vest there. Arguably I should be wearing that instead of that, but it weighs more. Wedding rings I don't really need, but I guess I'll keep them. I could put my aid stuff there, but instead of doing that, I actually intend to put them in one of the stations. But I don't have a food station here, or a chemistry station, so let's remedy that. Let's actually go and have a run down this part of the town. So you can see here, there's a food station. I think I showed this before. So let's grab that. But I think there's cockroaches here. So I've got to be careful now. These ones seem to be harder than the vault ones. Well, I guess the vault area was a bit of a tutorial area though. Okay. There's another one in here. Sure of it. Oh, maybe not. Okay. So let's enter the workshop mode. I'm going to select that by pressing E. And we're going to run all the way up the village with it. Now you can create your own stations, but I believe you might need a local leader to do some of them, which I don't have. And I don't even have the charisma to get it either, so I'd have to level up my charisma before getting that perk. So where am I going to put this to? I think I'll put this over here-ish for now. Okay. And there's another one as well, which I should probably pick up now. So let's exit that so I can actually run. I don't think you can run while it's active, not 100% sure. So I think the chemistry station's around one of the back of these houses. I'm gonna loot all those houses in a minute. After I finished up in this. Now we go to Conquered. Yeah, here we go. So, enter V, workshop. Oh, right. I know why it's not working. Let's go next to the house. I was outside the radius of the range. Right, so we pick that up now. Beyond the green is the radius for the town, or the workshop. So it took me a while, but I finally managed to get the chemistry station and the stove placed within the house, so I can use both of those now. And I also actually replaced the armor workbench, so they're all together near towards my containers as well, so I've got everything nearby. I've actually placed within my chemistry station, within the workshop in general actually, quite a lot of my aid items. So the items I've put in here basically are items that I'm probably going to use for crafting rather than actually for healing purposes or protection purposes. Whiskey I should say might be useful if I want a bonus to strength. Definitely need to keep the stim packs on me and the rad items there. The Gwyneth Stout gives charisma. The other items are mainly HP for rads, which I don't really need unless I'm in a desperate situation, but I've got enough stim packs, I think. So yeah, I'd rather keep them there for crafting. If I actually press E on the craft, you can see what you can craft within the chemistry station. So you can make drugs based on the items you find. There's mentats, which I could make later on. I've got lead in them. Okay. Not sure I'm going to be wanting to use much mentats then, if I have lead in them. But grenades, yeah, I can make them later on. There's healing items, mines, different types of ammo damage you can do to opponents, all very useful stuff. And likewise, I believe the cooking stove, the cooking station actually makes use out of the aid items as well, which I've just placed into the workshop. Now, the workshop in Red Rocket Station, truck stop, if I place stuff in there, I wouldn't actually be able to use it for these stations. But I think if you get the local leader perk, there's you can actually use stuff from other workshops. But yeah, I'm not going to be getting that anytime soon. So I think I've pretty much done everything I wanted to do here, apart from loot the village. So let's have a look around all of these houses. Okay. Now we've been in here before with Codsworth, haven't we? He killed some bugs in here. So what I'm going to do with this bit is I'm not going to show everything because it's mainly just junk. But if I find anything interesting, I will show it. There's actually a safe in this house and the crib. I'm actually going to scrap the crib. I've gone through the entire house actually, collecting every item and then scrapping items I can't put in the store. The only things that worth picking up in that house was a pipe pistol next to a skeleton in this safe as well, it seems to be. So let's try and unlock this safe. If you get any resistance, you try another point. Okay.
Yes.
So more 10mm pistols and more rounds, excellent. Shotgun shells, don't think I have a shotgun still though. Definitely would like to pick one up. So I think that's that house done. I need to basically find another one now. So where to next? There's actually houses that are completely and utterly wrecked, which are unsalvageable. So you might as well just scrap them entirely. So let's do that here. And I can see a lot more of the world by doing that as well, what's out there. I think this house over there is worth scrapping as well, and that light. Street lamps actually have some decent items in there. Or at least potentially decent items. Let's scrap that as well. Okay. Don't know if I've been in that house. I doubt I have actually. So let's exit that. Have a look through this house. Don't think there's any bugs or anything in here, is there? No. Right, so I'm just going to loot and all that. There wasn't much in the house I've just come from. There was a pack of mentats on the floor, but yeah, that's about it really. Apart from the odd bit of junk. In this house though, the one with the skeleton decorations on the window, there's actually a safe in this corner of this room. So let's unlock this, hopefully. Okay.
That's it.
So there's .38 rounds, blood pack, buff-out, pipe pistol. Nothing super amazing, but it's easy to open safe actually, so there shouldn't be all that amazing stuff here. I've looted the entire house, put stuff in store or scrapped it as well. So let's put that in there. Let's find another house to loot. So I've done most of them now. Nearly finished really. Let's grab that house while we're here. Okay, so got stuff there. There's a odd bit of junk outside as well, which I might as well do now. Okay. Have I been in? Yeah, I have been in the house. So that's the house I just came from, isn't it? That's my main base there. That's my house. Old house. Let's have a word of Codswallop.
There must be someone who can help you in Congo.
Yep, I'm going. Definitely going. You're probably wondering that as well. When the hell am I gonna make a journey over to it? Just quickly finish up here. Okay. So I think there's two more houses I should probably do. It's worth it, getting the extra ammo, and later on scrapping a lot of these items is going to be worthwhile as well. So this house is done. I've looted everything and cleaned it of all of the furniture. So I think there's might be a house or two left that have enemies in, so I'm going to pay them a visit. And yeah, there's cockroach there, so I think I should use my melee weapons against cockroaches, so I don't want to waste my ammo. So can I stay hidden against these? Not realistically. Okay. Right, brilliant. We did actually stay hidden. I think there's one next to me now though. That was a small one, was it? So killed that pretty easily. Alright. Is there any other bugs in here? Don't think so. Right, I'm going to come back and loot this in a minute, but I think I'll clear out any more creatures if there are any in the other houses. So... ooh. This is a pretty special house. It's actually got a terminal and a safe there, so yeah, I'm going to have to do that in a minute. Let's yeah, look for more creatures though before I clear out the rest of these houses and move on. That house is wrecked, so I can scrap that one. And I think we nicked the stove outside of this house, didn't we? Yeah, there's nothing in here now. Right, so I've got 3 houses to clear. I'm going to start doing that, and I'll show you that safe in that terminal as well. There's a locked suitcase in this first house, which I went to, with bugs in, so let's find out what's in here. Oops. Okay.
That's it.
Formal hat, charisma, that could come in handy. And aluminium, bobby pin. Nothing super amazing. Right, I'm going to scrap everything in here now. There's another safe in this building here, and it's actually advanced though, so
No
I'm not
way I could pick this.
able to actually pick this lock. It's right at the bridge, so I'm going to have to come back here at some point. So this is the last house in Sanctuary I need to loot before I can venture to Conquered. Probably have to dump some of my stuff again now. So there's a safe here, but there's a tension trigger, a bomb. So probably gonna have to deal with that before trying to open the safe. Can I open the safe? Yeah, it's a novice safe, this one. So disarm the bomb first of all, is it? Or the trigger? The trigger? Okay. Right, it didn't blow up, good. The bomb. Brilliant. Now can't see anything else, so yeah, let's unlock the safe.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got .38, 10mm pipe pistol, shotgun shell. Nothing special actually. Okay. Right, let's figure out the terminal then. So if we can hack this. So these hacking terminal games can take a little while, so I'm not sure I'll show all of them, but I'll show this one. So, hacking. Select a potential password with mouse 1. If your chosen password is incorrect, the number of letters that match the terminal's password, both letter and position, will be displayed on screen. So there's four letter words here. So, beat does, well, that gave us a likeliness of 0, so none of those letters were correct. Beat doesn't have any of those letters, so this could be the correct word. That's also 0. Okay. So lock. That's... yeah, that could be correct as well by the looks of it. I don't think any of those two words have any of those letters either. So that's 1. And I think you get locked out in the 4th go, so this isn't going well, to be honest. So sits. Now in Fallout 3 you could actually exit and start again, which maybe I should do if that's still the case. Drug, it can't be that. Bone. It can be bone based on lock. What about the other two though? It can't be bone actually because beat has a B in the first letter slot, so it's not bone. Wise? It can't be that because lock. Wind? It can't be that. Hour? It could be that because of the O. What about the other ones? Beat? It could be that, because this doesn't have any in common. And oily. It could be that as well. So I think it's hour the password is. And I was just locked out. Did I mess up then? You've been locked out of this terminal. It will reset after 10 seconds. Oh, so you got another go. That's surprising. Okay, let's try this again. I always thought that there was only one possible answer, but I'm sure I didn't get that incorrect then. So let's see. Right, so give, that's 0, so it can't be able. It has to be letter and position as well. And I'm definitely sure I didn't get it wrong then. So, Rudy, it could be that. That's a 0. Dogs. So it could be that. Pretty sure of it. Yeah. 2. Right, so I got one guess left, and that should help. So dogs. Right, it can't be that. Can't be. Oh, it can be that. So it's O and M. Ready. Doom. Yeah, so it could be this.
Nice.
Right, finally. Okay, so let's figure out what's here. So, we can load a holotape. That's one of my holotapes. Oops. Sanctuary Hills. We're in the business of happiness. Di Pietro. Totally heist run and needs to relax. I keep telling him that, offering to help, but so far no dice. By the looks of the guy, he's self-medicating with pie. Baker. My favourite tinfoil hat-wearing nut job. Good for 7 ampules of day tripper a week. Guess he's a one-of-a-kind of guy. Whatever helps the man groove. So this looks like a dealer's contact list, is it? So, or junkie list. Still trying to get her some buff out. Didn't expect the rationing to affect this, but it is what it is. Rosa. Rosa was. I recognise that. That's the woman who was making the car. No wonder. Well, maybe she was using it to lift an engine or something. He wants something called Psycho. I'm not sure the stuff even exists. And if it does, do I really want this Neanderthal using it? Guess it depends on how much he's willing to spend. I'll put some feelers out to my army connection, see where that goes. Russell, they still owe me for that last XL delivery. Occurred to me, was it even for them? Because so help me God, if I find they're juicing up those dogs, we're going to have words about more than money. But we're probably beyond words anyway. I know they have a floor safe in there. I've seen it. Master bedroom, under the dresser. Can't be that tough to crack. I think we may have even paid that a visit and already had it. Conquered. O'Keefe. Still good for a couple hits of Daddy-O a week. Pretentious, pseudo-intellectual arsehole, but his money's good. Williams wants MedX as much as I can get. Hasn't told me why, not really my business. Guessing there's some sort of long-term pain management going on. Disease? Anders. Kids are usually a no-go, but this girl's got style, and she's not interested in getting tweaked. Order 20 blood packs, some Halloween stunt or something, or hell, maybe she's really a vampire. What do I care? She's got her daddy's money. In Fallout, who knows? That could be true. Boston. Isaacs. Some student at CIT wants Day Tripper, XL, and an entire pallet. Yes, pallet of mentats. Not sure if he's doing crazy experiments, dealing to the other eggheads, or on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Don't care so long as the money's good. Ward. Young married couple, good for a couple, day tripper per week, easy order, cool people, no brainer. McDermott. Cop. Long term, buff out customer, running into supply problems. We've had a good thing for years. I'd hate to end it now. I don't exactly want him to risk him getting all noble and law-abiding if he can't get what he wants. That would end very badly for me. Sapolsky. The old lady has upped the Daddy-O order. Weird, but profitable. And miscellaneous. Malcolm. Potential new customer in Charleston. Wants MedX. Seems oddly desperate. Might be a cop trying too hard. Need to move slowly. And the Chesney. Underwear model from Braintree. Beautiful, intelligent, totally weird. All she's ever wanted is Stimpaks. 10 per week. My imagination continues to run wild. So I've dumped a lot of my stuff in my containers or into the workshop stations. I actually picked up quite a few clothing items then. There's only one which I'm actually gonna keep on me though. It's the formal hat for extra charisma, but if ever I needed extra perception and charisma from that, or extra luck from that, yeah, I could use some of those light items if I wanted to later on. But it's definitely time for me to get to Concord, so that's fast travel. And the nearest place I can go to is the Red Rocket truck stop. Wagon, wagon, wagon.